could have done that. I was closer. Yeah, I'm sorry. Rude?
You're so rude to me.
I know. It's because I'm secretly upset that you're leaving. You're leaving me for an entire week.
For a whole wide week.
But you're going to have so much fun.
I know. We always have a good time.
Amy is going to where dreams come true, guys. So she's going to
Walt Disney World.
I was trying to think of something
Cooler.
more terrible to put into that.
I'm going to
She's going to the tax office.
That's so boring.
Social Security. She's going to get her driver's license
The
changed.
DMV. The doctor's office. I actually don't mind going to the doctor's office.
I don't either. I feel like I'm getting things accomplished. Well, not my current one.
Right,
but,
right.
You know.
You feel like you're taking care of your body when you go?
Yeah. I feel like I'm excited to go to my new doctor this week, hopefully.
Oh, is that this week?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yay. I'm
Tuesday.
happy for you.
Yep.
There was a pound of lint in my leggings.
Yeah, pound.
A whole pound. This is our
This is our true crime and paranormal podcast. What's with the neighbors? And that's Amy.
That's Brie.
And Amy has been running around like a chicken with her head cut off.
Yes.
But she's still been able... Hey, my height's over there.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. But she's still able to record. And she leaves tonight at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my gosh.
Fun
I'm
times.
not looking forward to that. I tried to get an earlier flight, and they're like, no.
I mean,
No.
I could drive you. The only thing I was thinking is that I'm going to have to squeeze Alice between the two car seats in the back.
Rick can
Which ain't
take
a big
us.
deal.
He's fine. He can take us. I even offered, I was like, we can leave the car at the airport and you can get it tomorrow. I don't want the parking fee. Then you can take us. Dum-dum. Do you have a neighborhood story for us?
Ugh. Excuse me, Dr. Thunder.
I'm drinking, I need to turn that. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
Are you? Wow. Fancy.
Woo!
Like I said, I usually drink Dr. Pepper, but I was like, I'm going to save $3 and try Dr. Thunder, and it is delicious.
It's really good. I like it. Yeah.
All right. So this one, and hopefully we have not read this one before.
Sorry, everyone.
It's titled Questioning Morals. Hi, all. I want to first thank everyone for all their comments on my last post regarding my son's vaping device. The solution was to swap out his gum with nicotine. Wait, did I mean to do this one? Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. I want to first thank...
Just start over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Questioning Morals. Hi, all. I want to first thank everyone for all their comments on my last post regarding my son's vaping device. Not sure what that has anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But the solution was to swap out his gum with nicotine gum so he would no longer have the urge to smoke in the house.
I'm pretty sure that you can tell the difference.
Nextdoor app is not for that.
Anyway,
however, this post is about another matter. I am a stay-at-home mom, so in my free time, I enjoy sitting in my living room and sometimes notice people walking by and so forth. I have concluded that one of my neighbors, name not to be mentioned, is having an affair. I'm wondering what I should do about it and if I should go tell the wife. I hate to stir the pot on this scandal, but there is no room for adultery in this neighborhood.
No room, not in my Christian neighborhood.
Blessings, Sharon.
Sharon.
That's a little close to Karen.
Not
close.
In my Christian neighborhood. Have you seen those memes? I don't know. They're really funny. All right, Sharon, I have a couple of points of advice for you. First off, if you are not close to them, probably shouldn't get involved. Who knows? Maybe they're into pineapples.
Yep, maybe. That happened to be upside down.
Yes, not right side up. Secondly, don't ask next door about your son's nicotine addiction.
This is not a help. It's not a helpline.
This is not a helpline. Can you imagine, like, being that son and you see that post and you're like, oh,
Oh
my
my
God,
gosh.
that's so embarrassing.
Really?
Mom!
And the kid's probably older too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Or
yeah.
I assume.
But I've never had nicotine gum, but I can't imagine it tasting the same as normal gum.
From what I've been told, it tastes sort of like winter fresh,
Oh, okay.
which I like, or wintergreen. I like
Okay.
wintergreen.
Wintergreen.
The green mint gum.
Yeah. Does it kind of have like a vanilla taste to it?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. I don't
No,
like the ones that has.
smells like dip.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
wintergreen. Duh.
Josh can't Josh can't smell wintergreen gum anymore.
Poor guy. He just wants to be cool. All right, you want to hear my story?
Yes.
Okay, so this story, there's actually a movie. There's like one specific girl that tends to be in a lot of like scary movies, like paranormal type of movies. She has blonde hair. She's younger.
Anna Faris? No.
No.
She's in all the comedy scary
No,
movies.
no. She's younger. She's like younger than you and I.
Oh, okay.
And I can't think of her name right now. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. But she's in it. And I wasn't expecting her to be, because this is like the movie that they made is like a low budget movie.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was interesting that she was in it. Let me see. Here's the cast. Abigail Breslin.
I need to see her picture.
Okay.
She's a new actress. I don't know her face. I don't know her name.
I'll send this to you. And then
I guess I could just look it up.
This is the other girl. This other girl's in Narnia. Georgie Henley. But I thought it was interesting that they were in it, because you've hardly texted me today.
Sorry. Oh, she's in a lot.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of. She's in Zombieland.
Yeah. And Georgie Henley's in Narnia.
Yeah, they're like the same generation.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting because it was like a low budget film that it was made.
Okay, yeah. She's a baby sister. Oh wow, she's still acting. Interesting. Anyway.
Yeah. Are they sisters in real life?
No, she was the younger sister in Narnia. Is what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you about Anne Margaret. I'm going to butcher this last name. Lebanesiskun.
Lesbian.
Mm-hmm. So, there's also, if I switch up names, when I first did my story, all of the names had been changed in all the articles because to protect everyone's names. And then I finally found this one website that had their real names in it.
That's so annoying.
And so I did the Control F
Yeah.
and went in. So if I change it, I'm sorry if you're like, wait, who is that? It's because of that reason.
Okay.
So
you just missed one.
Yeah. So Anne Margaret was born on April 15th, 1959 in Poland. She gave birth to Carolyn around 1987 and to Catherine in 1988. And their youngest son, Robert, her youngest son, Robert, aka Bobby, was born a few years later, and he was the girl's half brother. So It was with a different dad. And she gave birth to these kids in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Unfortunately, at an early stage of their lives, their father left Anne to raise the children on her own as a single mother.
Okay.
This led to her being depressed and dependent on alcohol. For a short while, she met a man that was also an alcoholic, so she's got...
Aw, that's cute.
Well, it's sad because they
Yeah.
just enable each other
Yeah.
at that point. He was pretty abusive towards Anne, and in 2001, he was convicted of drunk driving and arrested for domestic violence.
Ooh,
So
domestic violence on her, I assume.
yeah, yeah. So this caused Anne to spiral even more, unfortunately, and push the two sisters to pick up more chores around the house.
More slack.
Yeah. So by 2002, the teenage daughters were doing most of the work around the house. Anne was also working 2 jobs, so this also meant that the girls also had to care for their younger brother, Bobby.
Teenage kids working 2 jobs.
No. Anne, the mom, was working two jobs, but the sisters had to pick up even more around the house,
Okay,
like
and
make dinner,
that was
take
why
care
they were
of the
taking
brother.
care of the brother.
Yeah, so it was just really sad. They shouldn't have to do that. Between the mom barely making ends meet and caring for their younger brother, and keeping up with the house, the girls resented the crap out of their mom, which is really sad, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was reported that Carolyn was sexually abused by a priest, one of the sisters.
What?
Which was never actually properly reported, unfortunately. So it was never determined if that was the case, but that was just another thing that she had to deal with.
Right.
It was also reported that since the mom didn't provide basic necessities for the children along with drunk driving with them, Carolyn attempted to report the abuse to Children's Aid Society, but she failed. And I wouldn't say she failed, but like she called them and they said like, well, has she hurt you? No. Do you guys have food in the house? Yeah. And so they were like, well, there's nothing we can do for you.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I don't know if they just got a terrible person when they tried to report it. Or
what time period?
It was the 80s. Yeah.
I mean, still.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. No, this was early 2000s. They were born in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was because of the area or she just didn't describe it, trying to downplay how bad it was, but she was seeking out help. But yeah, it was really sad.
It is.
The resentment was growing pretty bad towards the mom, and they wanted to be the popular girls in school also. So like they wanted everyone to like them and, have them in name brand clothes and swimming pool and like a nice place to live, but they lived like in a, lower income housing.
Exactly opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, which is really sad. I get it. Like being a teenager is hard. However, they like shouldn't take it out on their mom. I can't say she's doing her best, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to be in that situation where, when your mom's not working, she's drunk,
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just depends on the person.
Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't make that like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be careful about what I say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So one day they looked up their mom's insurance policy. They learned that her policy was worth $133,000.
Well, damn, she was a drunk, but she sure is smart
to get an insurance policy. Yeah.
What?
So they started daydreaming.
Maybe that's why her ex abused her. Anyway.
For the money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just feel like it's really weird that she had an insurance policy because that's not something that everybody has. I
agree. You should have one.
Do I?
If you're in the military, you should have one automatically.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't if I wasn't in the military. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I shouldn't say Josh is in the military.
Yeah.
You should. I think that's the case because I have one.
Yeah, he doesn't get as much for me, though.
Yeah. No. And the kids is like $5,000.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, they started daydreaming like, oh, if we were to have that money, what could we do with it? And they decided if their mom were to ever die, they would go on a trip to Europe with their friends and then buy a house. So, after further discussion...
It's a pretty specific dream.
I mean, I guess.
Like they sound like they're getting pretty serious about it.
It sounds like they just watched Euro Trip.
Such a good movie.
With their friends. It was around that same time too. After further discussion, the sisters decided that they didn't want to wait for their mom to accidentally die. They believed their lives would be better off without their mother.
What?
So they told
Wait, so you don't want to wait for her to accidentally die? You'd still get insurance money if she accidentally died, but like you're like, no, we want to kill her.
Yeah.
We want to take it out on her.
We're going to kill her.
Jeez.
Yeah. So these two teenagers told three of their friends.
They're still teenagers. That's right.
Yeah. They told three of their friends about their plan, and they spent weeks and months planning their mother's murder.
Their friends did too?
They had three friends involved.
What?
So January 18th, 2003, which is so crazy because that's my birthday. I was 13.
That's your birthday.
Yeah. On the day of Anne's murder, the sisters gave their mother an excessive amount of alcohol, attempting to get her drunk, which they succeeded. She obviously easily accepted the alcohol because she was an alcoholic, but they also gave her 6 Tylenol and or Tylenol 3, which I think is like super strong Tylenol, yeah, with codeine tablets to slow down her heart rate.
Oh my gosh.
Which that advice came from one of their friends. They said, like, I have this medicine that I can get from my mom. So it took a while for the drugs to take effect. So to pass the time, they chatted with friends online.
Oh, of course.
Bragging about what they were doing.
My mom's dying.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. We killed her.
Yeah. Anyway, what are you wearing on Saturday?
Many people in the chat, though, also wished them good luck and gave them advice to wear gloves.
What the hell?
Yeah. Once she was incoherent, they filled the bathtub with water and coursed their mom into the bathroom to give her a bath because they're like, we can't carry her. But she was like, you know, when like someone's like blacked out, you can still like get them to walk and stuff like that. Like that's how it was.
Okay.
So they put Anne in the bathtub and massaged her to relax her and then instructed her to lie back to wash her hair, or lie forward to wash her hair, sorry. And Carolyn then pushed the older daughter, pushed her head down into the water and held it there for roughly 4 minutes until she was unconscious.
Gosh.
And she wore gloves.
Drowning is, yeah. To be able to drown someone,
that I mean,
like that takes a lot of emotion and time.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, 4 minutes, but like that's the longest. That's a 4
really
minutes
long
of your
4
freaking
minutes.
life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So the girls left Anne in the bathtub and went to go eat dinner with their friends to celebrate.
What?
They celebrated.
They're so nonchalant about it.
Celebrating at the nearby restaurant, also giving them an alibi at approximately 6:51 p.m.
That's pretty smart.
Yep. When the girls got home later that night at 10:30 p.m., they called 911, stating that they found their mother had drowned in the bathtub. And the operator said, remove her from the bathtub and attempt CPR. But the girls were like, I don't think that'll work. Yeah. So when the police...
At least try. Like,
I
make
know,
it
right?
look like you tried. Break a rib or something.
I know. What? No, go. When police arrived at... When the police arrived at the house, it appeared to be pretty... the girl's case seemed to be pretty solid. You know, someone drank too much, took a bath, and drowned. Like, it was a pretty solid case. The girl's story was, like I said, 1,000% believable, considering the autopsy also showed a high level of alcohol and pills in her system at the time of death.
Where was the brother?
I don't think, maybe I didn't put this in there, but he was sent off to his dad's house that weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
That's right, because his dad wasn't their dad.
Correct,
okay.
Yeah. And their dad wasn't involved with them at all. So the girls moved in. Oh, sorry. I wanted to say that the alcohol level was 5 times the legal amount.
Jeez.
That's so much. So the girls moved in with their aunt.
Hang on.
The girls moved in with their aunt and her 3 sons. Their little brother ended up moving in with another family member. probably his dad. It didn't say where he went. The insurance company paid out 67,000 grand to the younger brother and $133,674.90 to the two sisters. So the girls did a crap ton of partying
Dream
afterwards.
vacay.
Yeah. And like when I say they were like partying, they were spiraling. They were not doing good at all. During one of the nights of their parties, one of them told a boy that they didn't know about the murder and what they had done. And they, everyone knew that their mom died, but they were like, yeah, we killed him or killed her. And so that boy eventually came forward to the police and told them what was said to him at the party.
Good boy.
Yeah. However, all he had was their word. And so there was zero evidence to back it up. They asked him to wear a wire and get one of them to confess, which he did. And he got the confession.
Okay.
So
Jeez, they just told anybody.
I know. So on January 21st, 2004, oh, and in the movie that I watched, they just tell everybody in the movie. So on January 21st,
I wonder how many people think that they're like joking.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So January 21st, 2004, 1 year and some days after the murder of their mother, the two were finally arrested. They were charged with first-degree murder and found guilty. And they were sentenced to 10 years in prison and sent to, because they were teenagers.
Minors.
Yep, minors. They were sent to separate prisons with zero communication with one another. So they were not allowed to.
They got put in time out
They
from
got
each
put
other.
in time out. Yeah.
No more conspiring.
So, since they were under the age of 18, the maximum years allowed for sentencing was 10 years. However, both only served 4 years and were released on parole to a halfway house.
What?
Yeah. Caroline ended up going to University of Waterloo to study geophysics, and Catherine went to Ottawa and studied law, and she ended up getting married and had a son. Their parole ended in 2016, and the two have kept a low profile. Lucky for them, most of their names were never actually released until this one article that I found.
What?
So most people don't know them, what they did, including their mothers. Their mother's name was also changed in all the articles that I found.
It's because they were minors.
Yeah, and their aliases are Linda, the mom, Beth, and Sandra Anderson.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And that's
so they're
it.
just walking, living their normal lives.
They're living their normal lives.
It's like, oh, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? I killed my mom once.
I killed my mom once.
Like, what?
So
Wait, what?
Back up. This is our first day.
Yeah, that's what I did. I backed up on her.
The movie was called Perfect Sisters.
And Where is it?
You can watch it on Peacock.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can watch it on Hulu too.
Is it good?
It was decent. It was short, but it was.
Did they do a decent job with like the story?
Yeah, there was quite a few differences, but not a whole lot. But the names that they use in the movie are their actual aliases in the articles.
Okay.
So, there was like in the movie, it shows that like the mom stayed with the boyfriend a lot longer than
what it actually was.
Than what actually happened. Yeah, and like, yeah, I won't. If you're gonna watch it, I don't want to give away a whole lot of spoilers, but yeah, it was a pretty decent movie. I liked it. There's like this one corny situation that like an imagination that they have, and it's kind of corny, but that's why I said like a low budget.
Yeah,
it was still good. I liked it.
Oh, it's Perfect Sisters?
Perfect Sisters.
Okay.
And the girls are known as the Bathtub Sisters.
The Bathtub Sisters.
That's what they're known for. Like that's their murder name.
Sounds like a
Two Girls in One Cup.
Yeah, it sounds like a teen like a college porn name.
Yeah.
The Bathtub Sisters. Interesting. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Now we're in spooky season.
Oh, yay! Are you
It's-
going to share? Can I guess?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're not gonna guess
Oh, I
it.
forgot to put on deodorant after my shower.
I hate when I do that.
I don't stink, but like I can
You're
feel
not
it.
sweaty.
Yeah.
You're good.
Is it about a werewolf?
Damn it, Twilight.
I knew it.
No,
Jacob.
it's not. Jacob. Oh, let me put my.
Were you
computer-
Team Jacob or Team Edward?
I
or
was
was that-
Team Edward because that was what was right. Jacob was definitely hotter.
Yeah.
He didn't have to have his abs painted on him.
I
You know that, right? He had his
Yeah.
abs air like sprayed on him.
I wasn't Team anything.
I was a huge Twilight fan.
I didn't watch any of the movies until like after it was not cool anymore.
I was going through some shit when those movies came out, and so like that was the first ever book series that I've ever read in my entire life, and I was addicted to that. I just constantly read. I was always reading Twilight, and I'm like, I gotta see these movies. I read the book. That's it. That's not the same as the book.
You're such
Goes-
a nerd.
That's like the only book series that I've actually read, like out of a book. That makes me sound really dumb, but I read the Cat in the Hat books. They were cool.
Oh my gosh, Brie.
I listened to books.
I-
I'm re-listening to Harry Potter again.
Oh, bless you.
So good.
I will say
They're so good.
Twilight was the first series I ever read. Besides, like, I read, like, when I was a kid, like, Alice's age, I read all the series of Junie B. Jones.
I did read Junie B. Jones. Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah, me too.
Alice
She
can't-
says a lot of mean things.
I know. Alice can't get into her. I don't know why.
I think for Alice's age, she's good. I feel like at a kid, like our kindergarten teacher used to read them to us.
Yeah, same.
And
yeah.
she calls people stupid and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want my kid calling people stupid.
Everyone, when I was Alice's age, they were like, "Okay, Junie B. Jones."
Yeah. You were Junie B. Jones.
I was a Junie B. Jones.
Those are good books.
She was my role model.
I want to get Charlotte those books as soon as she can read. She already has the Harry Potter series.
Figures.
Gigi got them for her for Christmas this year.
Aww,
I can't wait. That's gonna be my second hardcover book series to read.
Oh, well, if you ever want to read Stephen King first editions, we have them.
I do actually.
You gotta ask
That actually
Rick.
sounds awesome.
You could probably just go get them. I don't think Rick would notice if you grabbed them.
I am in the Harry Potter series right now, so I'm gonna finish those first.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, tell me your story.
So, I wanted to cross another one off the map. I gotta get stickers for that.
I know.
I know we had the ghosty ones. I lost them.
That's okay.
I have them, but they might be in my bag actually. Anyway, I want to get what's with the neighbor stickers for them.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I am doing Oklahoma.
Oh, how fun!
What is that what you're excited about?
No, I just thought of something and I need
Okay.
I need to
I was
remember
about to say that
tell
was
you.
way too big of a reaction for Oklahoma.
So
Not that they're not great.
Alice and I were watching Generation Gap last night. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's a game show.
Uh-huh.
And she asked if I could sign her up, and I was like, yeah, sure, because that's never going to happen. But then I was like, what if it does happen? And also, you have to have like a kid that you're like a family friend or someone in your family that's between the age of 2 and 5. Because at the end, they go up and they either pick between a car or their favorite toy. And most of the kids always pick the toy. And since we don't have another kid, I nominated Charlotte.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, we could totally make it a trip. We
Yes.
could go down there and then go to California like we
I'm
want to.
So on board for this.
I figured you would be. But
Yeah.
it was like at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I can't text. Oh, I could have texted you, but I wanted to
This
tell
is something to tell her in person,
you. Yeah.
or at least a phone call.
Yeah.
I love it.
So if
I'm on board.
we need to be like, Charlotte, pick the car. Pick
Did
the
you
car,
put that we
Charlotte.
have a podcast?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if you could put like background information about yourself.
It's about the kid.
Oh, okay.
They don't
yeah.
care about us.
Well, Charlotte's mom has a podcast.
Sure, that's
So does Alice's mom. That's pretty important.
Yeah, it is. So, anyways, I was like, we could totally make it a trip.
Yes.
Land in Redding, drive down, go do our things that we want to do in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and then go all the way down to LA, and then fly out.
LA.
Yeah.
Never been to LA before.
It's not that great. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about Oklahoma now.
So I'm gonna do the stone.
Another fun fact about Oklahoma, because I just gave you one.
Fun fact.
No, fun fact. There is a town in Oklahoma that I've been to called Colbert, Oklahoma, and I went there.
Oh, there's a town in Texas called Bonham, Texas, which is my maiden name.
Yeah.
And my sister's moving close to there, kind of.
Is she going to be the mayor?
I sure hope so.
That'd be so cool.
I don't know. Maybe not.
My dad, growing up, my dad
She'd
said...
be a mean mayor. She's very strict.
Growing up, my dad's like, if we ever moved to Colbert, Oklahoma, they said I would be the mayor. And like growing up now, knowing politics, I was like, you probably wouldn't be. Anyways, okay.
All right.
Sorry.
You're good. Segue. So we're going to do the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Ooh.
So, little history, of course.
Mm-hmm.
In 1907, a Fred Houghton, and I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, but
Okay.
I forgot to look how to pronounce it. He built the Stone Lion Inn for him and his large family of him and his wife and either 4 or 6 kids. One of the sources said 12 kids, but I'm pretty sure that was way wrong. Another source said 4, another source said 6. So they had a lot of kids. They had at least 4.
They were having them in increments of like 3.
I wondered maybe like some of them had left the house by then.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
So the site that he had built the house on was in Guthrie, Oklahoma, right next to the family's previous home, which they had outgrown.
Okay.
So he decided to expand. He built this 4-story home, which featured oak paneling in the dining room, leaded glass bookshelves in the library, large pocket doors, an Adam's staircase, whatever the hell that is, clawfoot tubs in the bathrooms, and obviously a ballroom,
obviously,
and 3 fireplaces for the chilly Oklahoma winters.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most expensive home in Guthrie, Oklahoma at that time, costing at $11,900.
Ugh,
not that much money. Yeah, like
take
man,
my firstborn.
Yeah, please. I wish. Among their children was one of the daughters named Irene. However, some other sources said it was Augusta, but eventually, it's like your thing. I found out it was actually Irene.
Oh, okay.
At only 7 years old, she became bedridden with whooping cough and died of an accidental overdose from the medicines that were treating her.
No.
Because the medicines back then were laced with like opium and codeine.
Yeah.
So,
poor
that was sad.
baby.
Yeah. In the 1920s, the home was leased out as a funeral home for 8 years, where bodies were embalmed in the kitchen. So I'm sure you can imagine all the crazy things.
That sounds typical
Odd.
and normal.
The family moved back in the 30s, and Mr. Houghton died of a stroke in 1943. Mrs. Houghton and her now adult children ended up running the home as a boarding house until she had passed in 1958.
Wow.
So the home stayed in that family until 1986. Then the Luker family purchased the home, and they renovated it and restored it, turned it into a cute little bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
They even kept some of the original pieces in it, like the embalming table.
As you would.
So normal.
They were like, we use disinfectant. It's fine.
And every Friday and Saturday, even till today, they kill their guests and murder mystery parties.
Shut up.
Yep, every Friday and Saturday.
Isn't
that so cool? This
Yeah.
place sounds so cool. I want to go there so bad. I'm getting a grip. Gosh, I'm old. I can't even sit crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
So I have some psychic notes from a psychic that had visited there. I'm sure there had been like multiple. Oh, he's saying Addie.
Yeah.
So according to a psychic that had gone there, and to many others, stone lion is it's indeed haunted. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it.
Sure.
The psychic believes that there were actually 4 different spirits there that she had encountered.
Oh my gosh.
Spirit number 1 was one named Edward, who can be found in the basement, and says that he died of lung cancer. He came to the Stone Inn when it was a funeral home and didn't want to leave the world because he loved life.
Aww.
He liked the Stone Lion Inn so much that he took up permanent residence, and he tends to play with people's hair and catch people off guard, startling them. And I was like, so basically that was like a nice way of saying he likes to mess with people and scare them. Cool.
But it's so
I would love
sweet
that.
that he loved it
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they got to pick where they go.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I mean, if you think about it, like, I don't know, like they say that like people's spirits are everywhere. Like there could be like multiple spirits of people in different places.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
exactly who I was about to mention.
Okay.
A little girl's spirit is there. She didn't have her name, but she says she used to live there, and she plays with dolls and tea sets, and she often follows people around and gets really lonely.
Aww.
And I'm wondering if that's maybe the spirit of the little girl Irene who died. Another resident is Elizabeth, who has long dark hair and always appears sad, and claimed that she has lost someone very close to her, and that her sister was the only one who would accept her. So the psychic felt like the situation was that maybe she was pregnant out of wedlock, and she lost the baby, and the sister accepted her for that. And she arrived whenever it was a funeral home as well.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. The final spirit is Sarah, who died of natural causes. She too arrived when it was a funeral home, and she seems kind of angry and is very possessive over the home.
Oh my gosh.
She acts as if she's a caretaker, and if something happens that she doesn't approve of, she will show her disapproval.
She sounds like the oldest daughter.
She's a grumpy woman, like, don't you burn those biscuits. Her voice has been heard, and she is known to throw things. She's a grumpy old woman.
Sounds like it.
So seen on Ghost Adventures, Miss Luker, the lady who owns it, aka Becky, told them that they made her seem so crazy. I don't know if she is or not, but she's a little out there. But
she's a little cuckoo.
She owns a murder mystery haunted place, so I get it.
I mean,
she's trying to hold up a whole persona too.
Listen, if you're into murder mystery,
you're weird.
You're weird.
You're just put in that
into
category.
True crime, you're weird. You're into paranormal, you're weird.
Yeah. So whenever they met with her, she had told them that she had first started the murder mystery dinners with stories that she had wrote involving an outlaw named Elmer McCurdy, and he was a real outlaw.
So she wrote the murder.
Yeah, I'm betting she still does too.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
very authentic.
Yeah. So McCurdy was known for being a robber and died in 1911 in a shootout with cops. Look more into it if you want to know more details, but I just thought this was too interesting not to put in here.
Sure.
So after his death, he had no one to claim his body for 6 months. So the man...
Close that door, please. No, it's not in here. So the man who embalmed him used arsenic to mummify the body. Oh,
so
is that normal?
I don't know if arsenic is normally
that
used
doesn't sound normal.
Yeah. So whenever it was finally done, he was able to stand this dead corpse up straight up, and it could stand on it was stiff and mummified. You know what mummified is. And the embalmer decided to start charging people 5 cents to come and see this body. Put this body on display. It's so embarrassing. How terrible. So this continued for 60 years. Even sold to different attractions like carnivals, sideshows, amusement parks, and whatnot.
Heck?
And he eventually landed up in Hollywood, I want to say. And they were moving his body, and the arm fell off. And they're like, oh, shit, there's bone in there. That's a real body. And so they figured it out and returned him back to Oklahoma in 1977. So
What?
this guy was put on display for 60 years.
He's like, I just want to
Yeah.
be laid to rest, y'all.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh my gosh.
So he was finally buried in the Boot Hill section of the Guthrie Cemetery, which is in walking distance. And Becky used to use this story and take guests to that cemetery.
Oh, that's cool.
And people got wind of it, and so the newspapers accused her of witchcraft and devil worshipping.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, she denies it, but she's like, it just means more business for me. It's fine. She's like, it didn't hurt the business.
That's so cool.
And some suspect that the spirit of Elmer could have followed her back to the end. So, because he's just like, he never got peace.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That is so funny that he was.
I know, it's wild. Like, it's a truce. I was like, no crap, no way. There was a dead body on display that people would just go look at and check out. Like, hey, look at this dead body.
Oh
Okay.
Gosh.
On Ghost Adventures, they tried to communicate with Elmer, and when asking, "Did you die?" it answered, "Hang," which he was shot.
Oh.
But they had suspected that it meant that, you know, like he was hung up for display. It kept on saying hang.
Yeah.
So, what other things did it? I don't remember what other things it said. It responded to them a lot though.
That's good.
As far as paranormal experiences go, after moving in, the Lukers heard footsteps every night and thought that it was intruders. So they'd called the cops. Cops came, didn't see any sign of break-in. No one was in the house. So that was like right after they moved in.
Yeah.
And also right after they moved in, they were all staying on the third floor. And her son's toy box sat in one of the closets. And in the morning, they would find all the toys were out scattered all over the floor.
Right.
When they told the original family this, they were like, "Oh no, it's fine. That's just Irene. She's just playing with her toys. She does that all the time." It's like, okay, heads up would have been nice.
Thanks.
Didn't know we were taking in your relative.
I'm sorry. We're gonna have to start charging you a fee for this rental fee.
Guests have reported being woken up around 2:30 in the morning to a small child coming into their room and patting them on the cheeks.
Oh, that would freak me out.
And whenever they finally come to, there's no one there. So it's like, what?
Can I have some water, please?
I have to go potty.
I have to go potty.
I need a hug. Every night.
Is it time to wake up yet?
Is it time to wake up yet? Yes. I hate that one. What are you watching? Can I have a snack? I'm still hungry. Go to sleep.
My belly hurts. We could be here all day.
Yeah. A guest has reported a music box going off all night, and whenever they complained to the owner, she was like, "There's no music box here."
Oh no.
Disembodied footsteps running through the entire home have been heard. Disembodied voices, of course, cold spots, laughter from a woman on multiple occasions around 4 a.m. from upstairs.
No, thank you.
Giggling, suspected to be from Irene.
Nope.
Shadow figures, knocking, objects move and being thrown. Feeling of being touched by an unseen force.
Oh my gosh.
One of the guys on Ghost Adventures, I think it was Jay, he was leaning over and he had plumber's crack. And
oh no.
he like immediately, he was leaning over to pick something up and he immediately sat up and went, "Wow, something just touched me." He's like, you know when someone tries to like stick your hand in the crack and just, he's like, "Don't get plumber's crack here. Somebody just touched me there."
That's so gross.
I was like, that's called a Chinese, what is it?
Chinese
Card or swipe?
Yeah, Chinese card swipe. That's funny.
Feeling of being watched, doors slamming and opening shut. On Ghost Adventures, they had experienced some like what seemed like intelligent paranormal activity where they had seen a door open. And you like they're like sitting there just watching and they're like, "Did you just open that door?" And they're like, "Okay, close the door." And immediately it like slammed shut.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Full body apparitions, including a man in a tall hat and a suit.
Okay.
The smell of pipe tobacco, possibly from Mr. Houghton. I'm not sure.
Okay.
EVPs have been found or have been gathered from this. And on Ghost Adventures, they had a lot of experiences, and while eating, or Ghost Hunters, I apologize. Sorry, I don't like mixing the two up because they're very different.
Yeah.
On Ghost Hunters, when they had gone, they said that they had had a lot of experiences, and while eating dinner, there's like a replica of like an Egyptian, like the sarcophagus like things that are painted, like that you open where the mummy's in.
Yeah.
They had like one of those on the wall just like as decoration. And it was facing towards the front entrance.
Oh my gosh.
And after a few minutes into eating their dinner, they looked up and it was like now facing into the dining room where they were eating.
That's
so
cowboy.
Creepy. Yeah.
He's like, I was mummified. I must play the role.
Oh my God, you're right. I didn't think about that. So as of today, you can still visit the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and even participate in a murder mystery party or become a guest by staying the night in one of the 6 suites, including the Kentucky Daisy Suite, the Cordial Suite, the Bordello Suite, the Wedding Suite, the Lucille Mall Suite, and the Parlor. Either way, you will get a taste of thrill, history, and evidently really good breakfast with some freshly pressed coffee.
Oh, that sounds fun.
You're welcome. I just gave you a great review. Speaking of reviews, I tried so hard to look for a Yelp I'm Scared review, but I could not find any that had, like, people talked about it being haunted, but all I found was that their breakfast was great and that the murder mystery parties were fun. So, not too many people talked about the hauntings there.
That's okay.
But yeah.
That's so much fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
I think we should go there.
I think so too. It sounds so much fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun.
I just want to talk in a British accent and pretend to kill someone.
Why British?
I don't know.
Is that would be
the only accent that I can do?
That would be your persona.
That was a terrible example of it, but that's like the only accent that I can kind of do.
You could just be like Catherine O'Hare and just make up your own accent.
Who's Catherine O'Hare?
Harris.
Oh, Catherine O'Hare. You said it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a neighborhood story for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. I went first. I was like, wait a second, it's my turn to tell a story.
Bree, stop being so selfish. You already had one.
Sorry.
So this one is from Reddit. I used to live in an HOA. One of the members on the board lived across the street from my neighbor and I. He sent a letter to us saying that we all have to mow the lawn on the same day, at the same cut height, and in the same pattern.
What?
To create uniformity in the neighborhood.
Sounds like my husband being an HOA.
My neighbor and I intentionally cut on different days and in opposite patterns just to annoy the guy.
Yes! Give it to the man.
Also, that sucks.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Asking way too... That's like Stepford Housewives.
I'm sorry. I can't. I work that day.
Yeah.
I can't mow my lawn that day.
So stupid.
That's so stupid.
Ridiculous.
Anyways.
Oh, one more thing. I forgot. This comes out the day before my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy
I love
birthday,
you.
Matt.
You're going to listen to this like a year from now and finally
this is
be
the second time we wished him a happy birthday.
Yeah, that means we're at happy birthday. Yay.
Yay.
So do you have anything else to say?
No.
All right. So we're going to get going.
I'm going to go to
got
Disney
a plane
World.
to catch. So, you know where to listen to us. But I can't talk tonight at all. I feel like I'm just chattering.
You know where to find us.
Yep, you know where to find us. Anyway, have a good night. iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever. Please rate and review us on iTunes. It's really helpful. And Spotify, actually. And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook. I forgot that one. And also, we have a Facebook group where we're really active in, and we like to hang out with you guys.
Live.
So, yeah, we go live. So, you know, what is that? What is everything falling down
I'm
for?
playing with Leon's hair.
I thought it was
floating.
At first I thought it was like an orb, and I got really freaked out for a second.
No, it's just me.
They're
picking at Leon's
everywhere.
hair.
um, they're probably gonna go past the camera.
Probably.
It's an orb on What's with the Neighbors. Nope, it's cat hair.
It's just cat hair.
So yeah, you know where to follow us, and we have a website, what'swiththeneighbors.com.
And on there you can find a link for everything that she just mentioned, along with a link to our
It's everywhere. There's so much cat hair.
along with our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WWTN podcast. For $5 a month, you can be a Patreon donor and be on that donor bus. And you can get our episodes unedited and videoed and early with exclusive content. And for $3 a month, you can get our edited audio episodes early and exclusive content. Feel free to slide into our DMs with any questions, comments, or story suggestions. We want to hear your neighborhood stories, your true crime stories, and your paranormal stories. Tell us it. Let us know how it goes.
All of it.
Tell us all about it. Or if you just want to say hi, that's wwtnpodcast@gmail.com. And have you checked on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring Amy out. Leon. Leon wants to say hi to your cats for me.
Is he purring?
He was, till I picked him up.
Meow.
Meow.
Hi, baby. Okay, you gonna come over here now that I'm leaving?
He hasn't sat in my lap in a long time.
I know. He sits in my lap a lot. He knows you're leaving.
Yeah, he was watching us do the...
Did that record?